Hello everybody, welcome back to Rumple Rants. Today, we're going to be talking about the Nabalis Extrusion 2, aka the Nabalis Impulse. So here it is. I just do want to note a couple things before starting this follow-up video. First of all, this was sent to me for free by Nabalis. However, they didn't pay me to say anything, they didn't tell me to say anything. These are all my own honest opinions. All they did was send me a product and ask me to make a review on it. So and I think that's it. Oh, also, ignore my messy desk. I'm getting ready to ship out a bunch of balisongs right here. I got all their hardware ready, but I'm going through the payment with that right now, so ignore that. But yeah, so let's get started. First of all, I want to talk about the Extrusion V1. So basically, the Extrusion V1 looked just like this, except the handles were a little bit different. They had a different design on here. And the blade was all aluminum. So it was aluminum handles and aluminum blade. And then the blade was solid aluminum without these cutouts. It just had like little milling lines to show the design, but it wasn't milled out like this. The Extrusion 2, or the Impulse, is the Extrusion V1, but it has a steel blade instead of aluminum. Just like how the Squiddy AL is full aluminum, it was the same kind of thing, except I think the Extrusion V1 has pins instead of it being pinsless, which is interesting. So, let me just start by saying this balisong is very, very good for the price. Like, it's $35 for this variant, which is silver blade, silver handles, or black handles and silver blade. Then you can go up to $40, or $39.99, something like that, if you want to get a inked blade, so a black blade with either blue, red, or purple handles. And then you can go up even further to $45 for a little fade anodization, which are pretty cool. There's like a cotton candy color and a golden black variant. But anyways, the price is very insane, like crazy for what you're getting. So what comes in the box basically is the usual standard Nabalis unboxing. Same thing that comes with the cheese, the wing, etc. Everything pretty much except for the Vulp stuff that you get with Nabalis. You get this pouch, really nice soft microfiber pouch with their logo embroidered on it. You get extra hardware, washers, bushings, pivots, everything. You get, these I took out, I'll talk about this in a second. You get Loctite and Nabalis branded lube. And then you get 2 stickers and the Vulp instruction kit, which is interesting. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my voice right now. Anyways, so yeah, let's just go over the specs of this. So the Extrusion V2 has 440C heat-treated stainless steel blade. It has T10 pivots with bushings and bronze phosphorus washers. It has steel Zen pins, I'm pretty sure. I'll talk about the Zen pins in a second. And then it has a substitute for aluminum handles, a different aluminum that I've never seen before, probably for budget cutting. But honestly, over the little bit of wear and tear that I put this through to just test how much it's about the same, or very close at least, to 6061 aluminum. It's called 6063-T6 aluminum, I think it's what it's called. And it's pretty much the same thing. But anyways, I think that's all the specs. Oh, and I thought this was Channwich when I first saw it online. It's not. It's full channel with these little cutouts at the end you can put that look like spacers, but they're actually just little weights. This is what they look like. I think they're aluminum. They might be steel. Definitely aluminum, I think, though, because they're not super heavy. But you can put them in the end there. I managed to get it out from my last video. It ended up being, it was a very tight fit. Like you can see when I'm trying to put it in right now, it's a very, very tight fit into this handle. So a little bit oversized on the weights, a little interesting. But the first impressions when I started picking up this balisong and started flipping it was some of the best first impressions I've had from Nabalis. The cheese I also loved, but the stock balance is really good. It has like a moderate to light handle bias. When you take out the weights at the end, you get a closer to neutral balance. And the fans, it fixes the fans that are a little bit wobbly with the weights in. I think this is my favorite balance profile, and I also tried it with the pivots all the way out. So it has 3 different balance profiles you can try out, but my favorite one is the middle ground, which is with no weights, but still with the pivots in. Next, let's talk about how the Zen pin, for me, I'm not sure if this is like a regular issue. I haven't seen anybody talking about it, but also this came out like a week ago, so it's pretty new. My right Zen pin on my safe handle was backing out a lot to the point where it would start falling out if I dropped it even once, or even if I just flipped it, the gravity would just take it out of its slot. So I had to glue it in there with Loctite, which was a little annoying, but you know, it's whatever. But it was just one handle, and it was just one, and I haven't seen anybody else talking about that. Just a slight defect. I think it was just a little error on Nabalis' part. I could probably send it in to get it fixed or something, but I don't see the need for that, especially since they provide Loctite right there. So yeah. Here's a little sound test. This is on Cano Group oil. I think this is Cano Group Thick. It smells super good. But here's a little sound test for you guys. Oops. So, pretty awesome sound, especially for the price. Like, some balisongs just sound terrible. I will say it becomes very loud once the Zen pin backs out, but other than that, yeah, it's pretty good. It came to a point one time where I dropped the Zen pin, it fell out, and I had to go under there and move this, because the Zen pin's so small, and unfortunately, Nabalis doesn't provide extra Zen pins, so if you lose it, you're kind of screwed. You gotta wait for them to send a new one. Or, I'm not even sure if they'll send a new one. But usually Nabalis has pretty good customer service. I love Nabalis. They should help you out there if your Zen pin backs out like mine. But I think that was just one small error on their part. I don't think it's a consistent error. But yeah. Same thing, I don't know about the weight. I think the weight is a bigger problem. But I also haven't heard anybody talking about that yet. But again, very new balisong, so I'm gonna have to wait. And I'll get back to you guys on that. So, let's talk about the flipping now. The balance, I already talked about. It's like a moderate, it's like closer to neutral with the weights out. And with the weights in, it's like a slight handle bias to moderate handle bias. It's pretty nice. I really like the fans, and the chaplains are super comfortable. So are the handles, just super comfortable. There's a little bit of roll, 0G chaplains. Chaplains are super sticky, especially with the weights out. They're a little less sticky with the weights in or with the pivots all the way out. This is a perfect middle ground. Super smooth, and it's just super comfortable. Like, the handles are super rounded. Tolerances also, the play is not going anywhere. Like, that is very impressive. Some of the best I've seen from Nabalis. And the tap, there's none of it. Oh, I want to mention the marketing term that they chose to use for this balisong is feel the pulse, master the flow, which is a choice. I'm going to leave it at that, but that's what they chose to do for their marketing little phrase. But anyways, the grip, pretty satisfactory. Not the best grip in the world, but it'll stay in your hands most of the time. Unless there's a few things, there's no particular tricks that it slips out on. There's just a few times where it'll slip out of your hand a little bit. But yeah, I can't giraffe today. I don't know why. The jimping, I'm not the best at ladders, but it does seem pretty good. It's like, yeah, jimping satisfactory, even though I can't do ladders. Anyways, so what else is there to talk about? Talked about the sound, the flippability, fans. I talked about they're nice. Rollovers, it just overall feels very, very smooth. And it actually, this is one of my bigger points. It reminds me of old Machine-Wise. If you looked at this and the handle gap was just a little bit smaller, like, let me squeeze it. I don't want to do this, but this looks like a Machine-Wise balisong. This looks like, if I put it side to side with the Prisma Pro, you can see The size, you know, Prisma Pro is still a little bit bigger, but it just has that kind of charm to it that Machine-Wise has. Maybe this just me, but like, you can see the similarities a little bit, and they sound like, no, they don't really sound similar, but I don't know, I don't know what it is, it just has that little charm to me that the Prisma Pro reminds me of. It reminds me of old Machine-Wise, or maybe even new Machine. It just reminds me of Machine-Wise in general, I think. And it just, for, like, I'm talking about this like it's not $35. If I picked this up and I started flipping it blindly, and I didn't know how much it cost, I would think it's like, I mean, I would probably know it's a Nabalis balisong, because they have a certain feel. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my voice. But they, like, basically... Here, I'm going to drink some water. Hold on. Okay. So, Nabalis... They have a certain Nabalis feel, I guess you could say. But it's still a very nice feel. It has the, you know, the squid that has their squid feel. Same kind of thing. Nabalis has that type of feeling that's good. It's just slightly lacking in a way. I don't know what it is. But, like, squid, you know when you pick up any of their products, it has that squid feel. Nabalis, it has that Nabalis feel, which I love, but it's not at squid's level yet, you could say. But I still prefer, ironically, I still prefer Nabalis products over squid products, or at least the ones that I've tried. I've tried the Kraken. It's all right. You could watch my video on this after this. What else have I tried? The Squid Trainer. It's over here. Squid Trainer's okay. The balance is okay. It's just a little too handle-biased for me, just like most of squid things. I'm not going to go into that right now. We're on Nabalis right now. But that's kind of my opinion on squid products, if you want to go watch that in my Kraken video, I think it is. But anyways. So, next thing I want to talk about is just the incredible value that this gives you. So this is around the same price as what the Canyon is, and I think around what the Lightning was. I think the Lightning was like $50, $40, I want to say. But I've never tried the Lightning, but I guarantee I can guess exactly what it's going to feel like. It's going to feel like a channel aluminum trainer that's from Amazon that flips just all right. It's nothing special, nothing crazy, but it flips like something you would find on Amazon. However, this does not feel like $35. This feels like $90, $110 maybe, into the low to mid on hundreds, I would say, in flipping wise. And like I've been flipping this. I dropped it on concrete like twice just to test. The Zen pin fell out, obviously, but I fixed that pretty easily. And like these super rounded handles just feel so good to fan with. Like every fan I throw at this just feels so nice. It's just so controlled. I love it. But yeah, super smooth, sounds super good. It has like a slight ring, you could even hear a little bit. And also, I want to mention, there is side milling and jimping. Usually with most balisongs around the cheaper price range, like maybe a year ago, could not get any milling on the side. Let me see if I can find more examples. Here. Like, all these balisongs have flat faces, or complete flat faces, or flat faces and then a little bit of jimping. It's mostly just what companies could afford to do while still keeping the price down. However, Nabalis, whatever sorcery they've got going on since the Vulp, have been doing crazy stuff. Cheese, this is, I think $70, $77, something like that. Still has milling on the sides. The Vulp, also $70, I think, has no milling. I'm saying they've really been stepping up their game with how much they can pack into one product while keeping the price down. And this is quite the package. And I'm calling this my new favorite budget balisong. Yes, you can go buy a Vulp. Yes, you can go buy a Orion 1.5, but those are in the $60, $70, $80 range, sometimes $90 range. If you're a beginner, when I saw balisongs and I was like, hey, I want to get into this, I bought this. This is an Amazon balisong. I think I got a pack of 3 of these. I lost the 2 other ones. I got a pack of 3 of these for like $25. You can get 3 terrible balisongs that just are rickety, they're terrible, or you can get this for $35. And it still comes with all the beginner stuff that people would argue, oh, get the Vulp because it comes with the beginner stuff that really helps you. It comes with the Vulp instruction kit, which is still a little weird because it's not the balisong you're getting with it, but it comes with all the instructions, plus the videos that Will's made with all those tutorials. It comes with an adjustable weight system people can experiment with to find out what balance is their favorite. It comes with a T10 bit with a pivot needle. It comes with Loctite and oil, so they don't have to buy anything extra. Stickers, extra hardware, pouch, everything. It comes with the whole package for $35. Like, it's amazing. It's mind-blowing what Nabalis can do nowadays. Also, I think it's cool, the design-wise. It reminds me of the Pacific or the Moab that Glider just came out with. Reminds me of that a lot, especially the Pacific handles. Seems like that a lot, and it's like kind of like Pacific handles with the Moab blade. Reminds me a lot of that. But yeah, I'm not saying that Nabalis is copying anybody. I love this design, and I think they've got something great going for them here. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say on this. Overall, definitely recommend this for the price. $35, just buy one. It's not like Nabalis keeps restocks very consistent, and especially since it's their first run of this, they'll fix the cosmetic issues and everything with the weights not fitting and stuff like that. They'll probably fix those, get that done with, and then once they fix that, this is going to be it already is the craziest package that you can get for $35. And I think they're getting this on Amazon, like most Nabalis products. So if anybody could leave like an Amazon review or something, this needs to become the first thing that beginners see when they want to buy a balisong, not the Chinese like copycat design of the same thing with the rainbow coating on it. Beginners should start on this. That's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end, comment Extrusion 2. I couldn't think of anything. Thank you again to Nabalis for sending this to me, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.